When it came to my mom to take care of her, I gave her the respect she deserved for being my parent. It was a lot. It was a lot. I was a lot to handle. I was spending money all over the place, being irresponsible. She stepped up, raised her grandchildren for me, and I appreciated that. My mindset at the time was I don't care about anything. I don't care about what went on. You are my mom. You tell me what you want me to do for you to keep you happy. That's my mindset. She made her last request known indirectly and directly at her hospice bed. If part of her last request was to see my raggedy face, then fine, I could fulfill that request. She did everything for me. When I saw her, she smiled. I made sure my calendar was clear, and I did nothing on the days that I spent time with her. She wanted a specific routine. I was able to provide that for her, and I was happy about that. So she wanted me and my siblings to have specific times and days and specific agendas for her. My brother and my sister, there to provide that for her was easy. Just knowing that her kids were keeping her happy was enough. My mom liked Egg McMuffins from McDonald's. So every week on Sunday, I would go to the fast food restaurant, then to the rehabilitation home where she lived, and brought her an Egg McMuffin with a hash brown and orange juice. I would then change her clothes, change her diaper, and then we'll sit down to watch her favorite Christian TV show. We kept the same routine, never changing. Here I was taking care of my mom, just like she took care of me, just like she took care of her grandchildren. Who would have thought me taking care of my mother? But here I was bonding over sandwiches and TV shows. She was loving it, and so was I. I can look back at it now and I can say, before she left this world, I let her know that she was the best mom that any daughter can ever have. She mattered to me. Her wishes mattered to me. The last week of her life, she went to hospice because she wouldn't eat and her heart rate wouldn't stop going down. She was fading away. But she was fading away knowing that her children were well taken care of. My mom passed away August 2017. My heart was broken in millions of pieces. I don't know if it'll ever be mended, but I definitely know she was proud of me. I turned into a woman right before her eyes. I loved being able to spend time with her. I would do it all over again, probably better, probably much better. My parents were my parents. reserved the respect for them as my parents. And I was no longer a bitter individual. And I let them see that before their ends, their celebrations. Thank you for allowing me to read that small book excerpt out of one of my books. Guess What's in My Purse? Thriving with Mental Illness. I was probably, if I could tell you this, I was the worst, disobedient, very disruptive child. And looking back at it now, I was undiagnosed for many, many years, dealing with my childhood trauma, dealing with my manicness and my bipolar, dealing with my deep depression as a child, being a teenage mom as a child, and I never really stopped to really give reverence to my parents for being the best parents ever in my life. And when I had one of the members, again, thank you members for these questions. They are so awesome. They mean so much to me. And this particular question, right before Father's Day, just really grabbed my heart. And I had to read that excerpt and then give you a little bit of explanation. You know, I was a teenage mom, and I was a very, very disruptive child. And the question from the member was, this member is going through some of the things that I went through as a child. They are dealing with having a baby at a young age, and dealing with living in home with their parents. I do understand that. And having no income coming in, and making some decisions that are really, really very hard decisions. Because as a child, you decide to have a child. Then you turn into a adult with a child, and those responsibilities of being a parent, really it falls on you to take care of that child, have the income to make sure that child grows up with all the nutrition and the healthiness and the healthy surroundings, and give them all the love. I'm going to talk about love going forward, because having love in your life, it means so much. And coming from a parent giving love, it's like they'll never seek love on the outside, from the outside. They will always know that they're loved from the inside. So they love themselves, the parents love them. And if someone out on the outside says, oh, we don't love you, it doesn't hurt, because I'm full of love. So I don't have to worry about someone not loving me on the outside, because I'm full of love on the inside. And I don't have room for you telling me that I'm not loved, because I am loved. And it's hard. It's hard to be a teenage mom. It's hard to make those decisions, and you live in your parents' home, and your parents feel like they are raising their grandchildren as their children. And that is my experience. My mom raised all 4 of my children, because I had them at a young age. And my parents, my mom and my dad did. My parents were living their life all over again. They just raised me and my sister and my brother, and then they turn around and have to raise another set of children. So that's hard. It's difficult, and makes you depressed, because you can't do the things you want to do. And remember, I want to let you know right now, you are strong, you are powerful, and you can make it. You can turn this around. and make this your independence. Everything starts small. Start small by doing small things as getting your independence. Let's start getting a job. Make sure you have a decent income. Start showing your parents that you are capable of being that responsible party to have that child, since you decided to have the child and raise the child, and not give the child the burden to the grandparents, so they can raise them for you. That was my problem. I didn't want to be responsible. So every time, I would have a child, and in my situation, the father did not stick around. It did not help financially, and everything was solely on my shoulders. So I didn't want to do that grown-up thing and be responsible and grow up and take responsible decisions and start doing things that way. I didn't do that, but my parents did. My parents grabbed my children, took hold of the responsibility, and raised my children. They went to school, they went to college, they got degrees, they just grew up healthy kids. And I'm just so appreciative that I had those kind of parents, because not too many people have that. And I'm glad, because it sends a message to me too. It sends a message to me that later in my life, my light bulb came on, and I woke up and I said, hey, I have children, and I want my kids to be proud of me. I want my kids to know that I'm doing the best I can. I'm not perfect. I'm doing the best I can with what I got, and I'm including them in my journey as I grow up, as I become independent, as I become smarter, as I start making good decisions. I'm including them. Kids, they just love the outward notion that I am loved. There's no question about it. They don't want, they want to know that without second guessing. I want to know that I'm being loved. I want to be hugged. Physical love, hugs and kisses, that's wonderful. But then when you show them love by being there, that's enough. That's powerful. Showing up at some of their graduations and their ceremonies at school, helping them with their homework, sitting down and watching a cartoon with them, and being a good listener. I talk to my children now. My kids are adults, and when they talk to me, I just, sometimes we share what's going on in our lives, but then they just want someone to just be a good listener. And who other better could do that than a parent? I'm just here to be a good listener. And if I offer suggestions, they're very open-ended suggestions. You can take it or not take it. But your kids just want to know that. They want to know that they have that access. And it was just great. This member, I appreciate the question. You are strong. You can make it. You are doing it. You are already doing it when you're saying you're being responsible with your decisions. That's one of those steps that make you so apparent, when you're being responsible with your decisions. So kudos to you. Invisible hugs and kisses to you. Comments coming from the members, any comments is accepted. We're giving you that cheerleader. We're the cheerleaders in the back saying you can make it. You can make it. Just keep doing those good decisions and keep making those good decisions and making that baby proud of you. And you keep sharing your love. Sometimes you don't need a lot. Children don't need a lot. They just need that little bit, and that is enough. That goes a long way. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I'll be reading some of the book excerpts going forward, because little pieces of the book expert kind of explain some of the questions for some of the members as well too. So thank you so much, and until next time, stay healthy.